Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name's Carolina. I have a few makeup pearls that I definitely wanted to share with you guys today. I'm just going to be using these in my tutorial. I also wanted to mention that I do have spiritual pearls that I do want to talk about today. I'm just going to jump right in. I did clean off all my brushes. This is a brush from Pat McGrath. And I don't even know how much it goes for, like originally, but I got it for $17 at Ross. So this was a really nice find. When I found it, I got so excited, and I did pick up, okay, I'll show you guys, but I don't want to jump ahead. I'm just gonna put my foundation on. I did pick up a foundation last night at Ross. This is why I was like, okay, it's time. I was like, it's time for me to like hop on here and say hello to everybody. And like, for those who are new, I do homeschool. So I have been trying to like manage everything, and I finally figured out a system that is much easier on me, because I do gentle parenting because I don't like to whoop my kids or anything like that. But I was like, is gentle parenting gentle on the parents? And I was like, no, this is not working. I need to change it up. So I have been Cover FX. This is the Power Play Foundation. I got it for $8. I saw it online going for like $16.99, and I got the shade L3. I only found one, and I'm really excited to like try it out to see if it's my shade. I hope so. If not, I'm just gonna have to. I'm red right now because I was just cleaning all my brushes and like fixing all the lighting and doing everything. So now I'm like hot, but this looks like it would be a perfect match. I'm hoping I don't have to mix it with anything. Let's see. But this was a nice pearl that I was like, I have to try this out. And then I got the foundation brush to like try it out as well. I do have this little Marc Jacobs. I have to finish it. I've had these like kind of sitting in my drawer and it's discontinued, but I haven't found anything that I like that replaces this. And I did pick this up for $6.99 at TJ Maxx. They had a whole bunch. So I just wanted to like quickly mention it, that's what I'm using for my face. I really like it. It has a gel consistency. So yeah, I have been absent this year, mainly because it was just a big adjustment in my life to homeschool. It's a lot. It's a lot. I respect all those mamas that homeschool like multiple kids. I'm like, oh my goodness, because my son, my youngest son, he's a lot like me. Like we can butt heads sometimes, and we can get along really well. But like, I don't need daughters. Like it's enough with him. But yeah, it's been super nice. I've been teaching my kids how to use the metro, because with the pandemic, I wasn't using any public transportation. It was so funny. One year I was like, I'm gonna take the metro and I'm gonna do this and this, and my sister was like, oh, I just noticed that this is like a gold. Do you guys see that? It has a gold, I just like it. I like the detail on it. So my sister, she was like, you're gonna really take public transportation. And I realized what I was saying, and I was like, and this is like close to like 2021, like 3 years ago. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to like, I put a lot of miles on my car during the pandemic. I'm gonna put some of this foundation on this palette right here just to see how it comes out. I haven't tried a Cover FX product in so long. When these popped out at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, I was driving around looking for them because they were worth every penny. So I believe this is my shade. I'm really excited. It looks perfect for me. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. Yeah, that looks perfect. And if it's too dark or too light, I'll deal with it then. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush. Oh, it's light, but it's okay. Kind of will mute this redness that I got going on. That is light. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of dreams. I've been having a lot of dreams this year. I was under a lot of spiritual warfare during the summer. Like, when I mean dodging people, because I'm like, yo, I have learned so much. I know what a narcissist is, what a narcissistic spirit is, what a Jezebel spirit is, a Delilah spirit. Like, I know what all these spirits are now. And I'm like, oh, nope, I don't have space for you in my life. Like, I need a clear mind in order to do homeschooling. And like, I respect teachers so much. Like, I see what they go through to be able to teach a child and to be able to meet them on their level, because it can be difficult. I can I can vouch for that. But my lips look kind of muted, but I'm gonna blend it out. It's gonna be fine at the end. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. But yeah, it was just it has been a lot, but recently it just got much better. I ended up buying like an iPad at Costco, and then I'm like reviewing this brush at the same time, and I haven't tried this brush out. I like how it feels, and I'm trying to see how I like this brush compared to this brush. I got this brush from MAC, and I really like this brush a lot. It's very dense. As soon as this feels like heaven on the face. So I'm like, oh, I like this one, but I don't, it's kind of like, it's a little too like fluffy for me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still like, right now I'm thinking about that MAC brush. I'm like, I kind of want to pop it out. I don't know. But this was just like a little pump that I put out, and yeah, I'm just going to push this into the skin. But yeah, I had an experience this past summer that was really, really cool. Okay, really quickly, I have to mention this because this is like when I say that like spiritual like things, like, okay, like I used to never believe in like aliens. Like I've heard the stories, but like never like truly believed in my heart. Okay, it was one of those type of things. And I was like, if they exist, they probably, because the Lord has even said in the scriptures that there are multiple worlds that he has created. That's Doctrine and Covenants, I think 88. But it's in there. He talks about it. If you guys are looking and you're probably looking at the Bible, like, where is that? I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We believe in the Bible, also the Book of Mormon, Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. So it's in our scriptures. Like, in case you're like, where is that at? It's in there, and you can Google it. But yeah, God said that he made other worlds. And so last year, I'm going back to 2023. This is October 2024. It's taken me a really long time to talk about this online because I was like, look, I've been called crazy to my face about Jesus Christ and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just like, I've been rejected. Rejection is not a thing for me. Like, I like me. I like that's what, like, I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary for YouTube, and it's at the end of the month. And I'm just like, you know what? I remember when I created YouTube, like the account, and when God asked me to create it and come on this platform and talk to you guys, I was just like, I like me. Like, I've been rejected so much in my childhood. Like, I grew up really, really ugly. So like, I've worked on me. Like, something that I don't share it too often, but I think I've been sharing it, like sprinkling it out on my channel is in my shorts. Like I'm a goofy. I'm goofy. I know that. And I honestly believe that life is way too short to be serious. Like it's and there's so many things that happen in life to, like, I like to take my punches with a laugh. That's just how I live life. And I like to roll with the punches as well. And I like to allow the Lord to take the wheel, even when it's really scary. And I appreciate when he allows me to take the wheel as well, because he wants me to be independent, but dependent on him. So that's really important. But I wanted to quickly mention like this experience that I had last year. So it's kind of like why I've been waiting to talk about this, because it's all going to make sense to you guys in a second, like once we're done. So I'm done with this brush. If I was to rate it, I'm looking at the coverage. I would say it would be a 6. I wouldn't like repurchase this. Like I would repurchase this. I would definitely rebuy this, but this I'm not so crazy about. So I just wanted to like quickly mention that. I'm gonna keep this brush out because when I start blending stuff out, I want to make this look seamless. So I'm just gonna keep this right here. I don't know, right? Just right there. Just gonna put it on the side. I'm trying to remember how to do my makeup because it's been so long. I'm just gonna go into my brows because this is gonna really bother me if I don't structure out my face first. And I just wanted to lay down my foundation. I did get this pencil, this eyebrow pencil from Hourglass. This is going for $5.99 on clearance at Ross. This is the Arch pencil, and this was in dark brunette. So I just wanted to like quickly mention that. I do like to like keep the box until I mention it on camera, and then after I mention it on camera, I throw the box away because otherwise I'll forget, and then I'm just sitting here with like products I don't remember how much they cost. There's a few products I do remember, like this. I remember it being $10 because I was so excited to find this at TJ Maxx. And then I think I have one product that I pulled it out because I haven't used it in so long that I was like, I just need to try it out. I need to brush out my brows. But yeah, I had this experience last year where I had a dream in March 2023. Okay, this is March 2023. I had a dream that I saw a UFO. I was at the school with my husband and like at the local school, and I saw a UFO, and like it was a dream. Like it was just me and him, and there was like, we were outside like in the like parking lot, and there was this, like a yellow school bus, and I just remember having this feeling to look up. So I look up, and when I look up, it's cloudy, and I see a UFO going like this and disappear into the clouds, and it had like a teal dome. After I saw the UFO, I saw another truth that only God, my husband, and myself know. And I was like, when I saw it, I freaked out because I didn't want no one else to see. And that's just how I am in real life. Like I'm very like, I'm like, my husband's my husband. Like it's just like that. Like I don't like nobody like knowing stuff about him, and I like to keep stuff private as much as possible. It's right here. Trying to fill up this brow. It's kind of sparse. I haven't got my eyebrows done in such a long time, and my hair has been growing out nicely because I've been taking these supplements from, I think it's Bounce Curl. Like I've been using their hair products, and look at my hair clip. It's a bunny. It's a bunny, but I like it. I had this dream last year about the UFO. That was in March. And then that was in March. 3 months later, I see it in person. And when I see it in person, I'm with my husband, and it's just me and him. Kind of like the way it was in the dream. We were in the backyard, and I hear, like, we're eating, but like the way like my family was over that day. Like my brother came over, my mom was there, and like my brother's kids, they were there as well. Like they were hanging out with my kids. And I was in the back of the house, like in the backyard, eating with my husband, because we hasn't got some food. I think we got like Popeyes or something like that. And so we were just like sitting down and eating, and I heard a buzzing sound, and I thought it was gonna be like a drone. So like my eyes immediately went towards where the sound was coming from, and my husband saw that I was like looking over there, and so he was looking over. I was like, do you hear that? And he was like, no. And I was like, I hear that. And I thought it was like a drone about to like, I was like, great, I'm about to be on YouTube like on somebody else's channel. And it wasn't, guys. It was a ball metal sphere, like going straight like that. And then when I saw it, I left my food behind. I took off running. I went through the gate, because we have a gate, and I ran through the gate, and I was like watching this thing as I'm running, and I'm like, I lost it behind the trees. And I was like, and the thing is, like, when I was like down the street, when I was coming back, my nephews were outside, and they were like, what happened? Like, we just like taking off. I'm like, no, you have no idea like what I just saw. And like I just kind of stayed quiet about it, because I was just like, no, people are gonna think I'm crazy. And it's just like, I'm like, it's enough. Because like to be called crazy, it's just, or like to be like dismissed, I'm just like, you know what, it's okay. I know what I saw. God knows what I saw. And not only that, but I have a witness. Like my husband was with me. He saw it too. And so the other day I saw a video pop up on YouTube, and it was like some conspiracy guy. And he was like, this video has just come out. And when I saw that video, like I screenshotted it, I'll insert it. And I was like, that's what I saw. I was like, that is what I saw flying. And it was like, it was going fast, and it was buzzing. And then this 2024, like when the year hit, June, I had asked the Lord, because I was like, Lord, I have not asked you. Now this is the part that's gonna get interesting. I said, I haven't asked you at all. This pencil is like so hard to work with because it's so tiny. I was like, I haven't asked you at all about what was inside that thing, that metal thing. And I went into like deep prayer, and then the Lord was like, he just put it in my heart. He was like, go watch Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like, Dragon Ball Z, Lord. Dragon Ball Z. He's like, yes, just the first episode. It's just so interesting to go up and watch the first episode. And I was like, Lord, oh, that's so interesting. So I just thought that was really interesting, because I'm like, all right. And then like, I had to stay quiet. It's been almost 2 years, guys. I've been quiet. It's been 1.5 years, and I've just been quiet about it, because I'm like, no, people think I'm crazy for like sharing my dreams. And I'm just like, and I met this lady this past summer, and it's so crazy. She moved across the street from me, like across, like on the other side of the neighborhood. And we met at the pool or whatever, and she was like talking about, let's hang out, whatever. So I was like, okay, we can hang out. I had a dream about her. She's like stiff neck. Like I saw a dream of her, like she was walking, I was talking to her like this, and she was walking with like a stiff neck, like she wouldn't even like turn like that, and like immediately the prayer, not the prayer, the scripture came to my mind about like the stiff neckedness and this and that, and I was like, oh, I have zero space in my life for toxicity or negativity and toxicity. I don't have space for it. Like I have to have a clear mental space in order to do homeschooling. Like it's just to do these lessons with these kids, I need to be on my A game. This is in the shade NC25. I do love this shade. I use NC25 for under the brow, and I use NC25 for foundation as well in MAC. So in case you're looking for shade references, that's what I use. I don't like to mix in my brushes and get them dirty or anything like that. And I do like, how do you guys put, because like some people, I know they just do their makeup and they just leave it everywhere. I like to put my stuff away as I'm using the product. I do not like to like just have stuff piling up. That was one dream that I was like, that was so cool to like see it happen, come to pass. Like there's dreams that I've had throughout the years that I have not shared with you guys just because they were very personal. Like I had this one dream 3 years ago that a very close friend of mine, was talking about me behind my back to her kids. And then when I told her about it, I was like, she went, and I was like, Ecclesiastes just popped in my head. Like the birds, there's like, if you know Ecclesiastes, it talks about like, be careful what you say. It's talking about like, be careful what you say because like the birds like carry the words or something like that. So I'm just like, girl, it's cool. Like, I understand. And it's cool. It was just not a big deal. So I just stopped like calling her and tell me why she was like, you don't call me anymore. And I'm like, you complain that I call you too much. And then you complain that I don't call you. And I was like, I would catch myself telling her, I'm like, I'm not gay. Like, I'm not trying to chase you. Like, I'm not gay. Like, your phone works. And the thing is, like, I recently, like, it was so interesting because recently, like, we were going back and forth through text because I don't know what we were talking about. She had a question and then we were going back and forth through text. And I just remember just being like, when I wrote that down, like seeing it, because I've told her that verbally multiple times, like, I'm not gay. Like, you want me to look for you. Like, your phone works just like mine. Like, you can text, you can call. It was a toxic relationship. I was like, no, I got to get out of this. I got to get away from this. And I've been so much happier since. But a lot of dreams that I've had were in regards to like her or other people in my life or like warning messages and stuff like that. So I've kind of been really quiet about certain things and then just taking it all in. I did share, like when I made an Amazon video, I had shared that I saw something like on my head, like during a fast, like I saw like something on my head and I didn't realize it then, but now I do know. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, that was the spirit of depression. And a lot of that came from trying to help this person. Like I didn't realize like how much this person really impacted me. And the thing is, like, I'm just gonna just dive into like all my makeup and just talk to you guys, but I have never had a gay dream about any woman ever. And I've only had this gay dream. I've only had one gay dream and it was with her. And so I remember telling her about it when we met in school, we met in trade school. And I remember telling her about it and not thinking much of it. Cause like I was so young. I think I was like 18 when I met her. Got it for $14.99 at Ross. I got this last night. This is the Heavenly number 25 brush from It Cosmetics. I already cleaned it off. Just used it to dust on my bronzer. I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. I can't remember. I was like, I thought I bought a bronzer. I knew I had picked up a bronzer. This one's from TJ Maxx. I got it for $14.99. And this is from Pat McGrath. I was sitting here like, I know I bought something. Like, where is it? So I like the packaging a lot. It's really hard to open up. It has a mirror. And that's the product right there. So I already used a little bit of the product to just warm up my face. And then I'm going to use this I already know this is a base. So you guys can see. I just didn't want to do too much. I'm going to go in with House of Labs. I haven't tried this one out and I've been dying to try it out. I heard the foundation is really nice. I just been sitting on it. I'm just going to just do that little little dot. And then if I have to blend it, I'll go in with that. I like the packaging on this. It's like a frosted glass. I really like it. And I like the applicator as well. I'm just gonna blend this out, letting it sit for a second, and then I'm gonna blend it out. But yeah, it was just like, I've been doing a lot of research on like spiritual things that I have never understood. And like that dream that I was telling you guys about, like I had this gay dream. Like it's the gayest dream I've ever had. And I was like, yo, I would tell this person, I'm like, I'm not gay. And you constantly want me to look for you. And it's just like, I don't know, the relationship got toxic. I just let it go. I was just like, I don't have time for this. And like, I love the person, no diddy, no diddy. But I love the person from afar. Like, I'm just like, I send you love. That's just how I feel. And then there was somebody else this past summer, like right before school started, like, she's from church, and it's so funny because I was telling my aunt about these experiences like 2 weeks ago, because today's Saturday, and I saw her like 2 weeks ago, and she was like, where do you meet these people? And I was like, well, one of them I met in trade school, like in uni, and then the other one I met, I told her, I was like, the other two with this toxic, difficult personality, I was like, I've met at church. Like, and she was like, church? And like, we go to church together. So she was like, I was like, I'm not going to say too much because then you'll figure it out. And I was like, I'm not trying to put like people out there or whatever. And you guys, I've just been minding my own business, and it's been so beautiful. I've been sewing. I got a sewing machine, and it was really inexpensive from Amazon. I got it for Mother's Day. So I didn't want to forget. So that happened earlier, right? Then earlier this year, I've really picked up on shorts. Like, I've been really like going at it on shorts. And I had this dream. I like this concealer. It's pretty. Now I'm excited to try out the foundation from the brand. It's really pretty. So yeah, I haven't tried anything else from the brand. I just picked up this one thing because I'm just like, I don't know. And it kind of like blended out really well. I'm gonna go from there. Just baby steps, because that was I see this right here. I'm like, on this side's gonna kind of show up. And I'm hot. Like, I feel how hot I am. Not like hot. Oh, but there's a reason why, like, okay. So let me go back to my story. So I see this person, right? The one that was like being all toxic, talking about, you don't call me this and that. I was like, girl, I think you forget that I have kids, that I have responsibilities, that I have like all this stuff going on. So do you. But the fact that like people act that way, I'm like, yo, if you got somebody in your life like that, just know that that's a toxic personality trait. Like, I'm staying clear for the future me is staying clear from all that kind of stuff. I'm just throwing away all these boxes. Like, oh, before I forget, I did pick this up last night. This is from Julie, but I do like the brand, but I've never tried any of their eyeshadow palettes, and I did pick this up for $6.99. I really like I just pulled everything out. It's really pretty. It's a turmeric latte. It has a really big, nice mirror on it, and then that's the eyeshadow palette. I think there's something on here. Oh, yep. Oh. And it comes with like a little plastic thing over, so that's the shades. It's really pretty. I like that one right there, the one in the middle. I'm gonna try these out. It's fall, it's screaming fall, and it's fall's here. So we're gonna try these out. I got this for $7.99 at TJ Maxx. Come like that. I like these little power puffs, and I'll just put a little bit of powder. I'm gonna use a little bit of Laura Mercier. I have found Laura Mercier at TJ Maxx, but it's been some time now. I did put Laura Mercier. You see that container next to my candle, like that one right there, that has Laura Mercier in it. I'll just put this down and just set that concealer. For blush, I wanted to go in with the Hourglass Ambient Mood Exposure. I have not pulled this out in such a long time. I wanted to like just put a little bit. And I was looking at other products, but I was like, nothing else is like calling out to me today. And this is like the only one that I wanted to like really. The Hydro Grip Eyeshadow Primer. I am going to be using this today. I have not played with this enough, so I needed to like really play with it today. But yeah, the dreams that I've been having, the experiences, like, guys, if you're not having dreams at all, like none. Because I've gone through a period where I've gotten no dreams at all. It was the things that I was doing in the physical that was impacting the spiritual. Like the naughty things that I was up to was, I wasn't getting no messages at all from God. So if you're not getting any messages, it may be very well that you're cut off. I'm sorry to say it so directly, but you're probably cut off, and you just need to repent and get back on track. And if you don't know how to do that and you want some help, you can always ask. I'm glad to help. I just want to put a little bit of this primer down. And then I'm just going to use that little eyeshadow palette that I got. So cute. I have the other one for Patrick Ton. It's my favorite. I love it, but I wanted to try something new, especially if I'm going to be traveling. I don't want to take what was my favorite on when I'm traveling, because it might break or I might lose it. This shade right here. It has no name on it. I wish they did, but it's fine. I just like this. I like how sturdy and basic it is. Oh, I forgot I have a mirror right here. But yeah, this friend that I've had for a really long time, I'm just like, you know what, girl, it's cool. Like, I just saw that this person's like really unhealthy. Like, I saw it for myself in a dream. So the UFO dream was the UFO dream was in March, but the dream that I had of this person was in May. It was like middle of May. And I was, I had when I was telling my aunt about it, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I told God, because I was like, for 3 or 4 years, I've been telling this person, I'm like, yo, you need to get married, because if I really care about you, I'm gonna say something. If I don't, then like, you know, live your life, cool. But if you're like in my direct, like if you're, this person was my best friend for so long, and best friend. And that's why I was like, girl, it's cool. Like, esto no me duele. Like this don't hurt at all. You know what hurts? Is all the effort that I put in trying to help you. That hurts, but it's cool. Like, I know that video's gonna be pulled. The videos are gonna be pulled. Either because people forget that God is gonna judge everyone, including myself. And I'm like, God, like when you pull the camera tapes or whatever, what you do, how you do it, like you're gonna pull, if you're gonna ask for witnesses to be in people's courtrooms, like, I was like, that's probably the next time I would see that person is in the courtroom. Like in the spiritual courtroom, like, yep, Lord, I told them. And I told them, like, you don't even have to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. I'm just going to ask you to, like, cling on to Jesus Christ for your own sake. And so I think that's where she had, like, we clashed, because that's what she would bring up. And I'm like, I'm just telling you to read the Bible. Like, I'm not even telling you to read the Book of Mormon. I'm telling you, because if y'all really want to know, the Book of Mormon just talks about Jesus Christ coming to ancient America, like the American continent, and visiting the people of ancient America. Like the natives, they originally came out of Jerusalem, and that's the record of it. So that's why I'm just like, do you, boo. I'm going to do me. Live your life, I'm going to live mine. But I need peace right now and space. Like a lot of it. And it's just like now realizing with this person, like, because the thing is, okay, so let me, I have to backtrack. So, I had this dream back in May 2023, and this person, okay, this is in chapter 107 of Psalms. I'm going to insert the scripture, but the Lord sent me to that, to Psalms, and I read the whole book of Psalms, and he was like, as soon as I came across one, because like if the Lord is like, go read this book, I'm gonna read the whole book until I find the answer. And he was just like, go read the book of Psalms. So I went to go there and I read the whole thing, and in 107 I found the answer, and I was like, oh, that's what that dream meant, because I didn't understand what the dream meant. Because when I saw this person in the dream, they were like going like this, and they were smiling, like they had a big smile. Oh, this powder. They had a big smile on their face, like they're always like happy, but now I understand it was just a mask. And they were like this, like, and so in the scripture it says like they reeled to and fro like a drunkard. And I was like, yeah, because they look so weird. Like they were like that. And I'm like, what are they doing? And their hair was like dyed. Like they have gray hair. They're in their 30s, but their hair is like down, like say like their hair ends like right here. This much is black. The rest is gray. And I was like, oh, like the Lord showed me like her insecurities. Like he let me see right through her, like who she was. Like he was like, she's fake. She's so fake to you. And I'm like, he's like, she's a liar. And I'm like, okay, I need to like get away from this person. But like, it was so funny because I told my aunt what I'm gonna tell you guys. But like, I was just like, I had told the Lord when I had that dream, I told him the night before, I'm gonna go in with this color right here, and then I'm gonna use this color to marry them. I don't have to pick up much, and a lot comes out. So I just wanted to like add a little bit. And I'm going in with a Sigma E40 brush. I did pick this up at TJ Maxx for like, I don't remember how much, maybe $8. I'm just sharing with you guys so you guys can, like, this is a 17-year experience that I'm giving it to you, and I don't know how long this video will be, but I'm just sharing this experience that I've gone through. It's been traumatic. It's so traumatic that like, now I'm like, if I come across anyone that has these red flags in them, we can't be friends. Like I can associate with you, but I can't be friends. Like friends, no, we can't be close. Like we can't, we can hang out. I can be your good example, but like in regards to like me, no, boundaries are up. Boundaries are Great Wall of China. Boundaries, they're up. And so this dream that I had, I was telling my aunt, I was like, I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I've been telling this person every single year that she's been living with this random dude. I'm like, you need to get married. Like, you need to get married because you have kids now. And like, it's not funny anymore. Like, because now she started to lie about her being married to her kids. And I'm like, okay, like, I respect marriage so much. And like, this really bothers me. I gotta go. And I just can't associate with this anymore. And I did talk to her about it because I'm like, dude, like, I don't think people realize, like, I was talking to my brother about this the other day. I was like, the scripture that changed me a decade ago to become the person that I am today is 2 Nephi 9:34. That's my favorite scripture to help me remember to be good. Because I have different scriptures for different things, but that was one that I remember. It was like, this is the one that I like to help me be good. And that one was, liars will be thrust down to hell. And I remember when I read that, it just, boom, it hit me right here. And I just knew it was true. And I was like, I cannot be lying. So that's why I shared it with you guys, like in my live. I was like, the last time I lied was 3 years ago. And that was to like get out of calling certain people. And I should have not lied. I should have just been straight up like, look, this and this. I'm not trying to call these people, like, they get on my nerves. And, I'll just pay for everything. But it was just funny. Like, just learning how things work in the spirit realm. And I told the Lord, I was like, Lord, allow me to go into her dream, like give her a dream, and then allow me to go in there. And I was telling my aunt about it, and she was like SpongeBob. I'm like, I started laughing. I was like, exactly like SpongeBob. That's what I wanted. But he didn't allow me to go in. She doesn't have dreams. And I'm like, it's because you're cut off. But the dream, I had the dream, and I was able to see her, and like the Lord showed me things that I had to clean up in my own life. So I did that, and I'm so much happier now. Like, he's like, you have to clean this up in your life, and you're gonna confront her about these things. And I'm like, yeah, because she keeps lying, and she keeps lying to me. I'm just like, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm not gonna catch on to like your games? And I did. And so like the Lord told me flat out, and I was like, this person is so weird. Like, they're eccentric in their own little way, and they live in their own little bubble, and I do not interact with them like that. If I don't contact them, we don't talk. So I don't talk, call or text. I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I like the way my life is. I like the peace that I have. And peace is expensive. And this person was costing me my peace. So I was like, you gotta go. This is not working for me. Last year when I told God, I was like, you get her attention. I had this dream, when I had a dream about her last year, I was like, you get her attention. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like, it's done. I'm done. And she got pregnant. She got pregnant, and the baby's there. The baby's born. The baby's walking around. Not walking around, not yet, but like, baby's there. And the let me tell y'all. So I had a dream. This was in May. And this was immediately after. I mentioned it in a video, but I'm going to tell you guys the dream. Because today I'm comfortable telling the dream. And last time I was telling you guys it was in the store. And I didn't feel like talking about that in the store. So I'm just using whatever's left over in that brush. Just putting some here. $5.99. This is the MAC in Extreme Dimension Mascara. It's a 3D. I haven't not tried this out, but it's so cute. And I love minis. I just throw away all my mascaras. I'm like, this is not working. So it is brand new. I told the Lord in prayer, I was like, you get her attention. I'm so done. And I think he knew I was done. Like, cause I was so serious. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, this is exhausting. Like, this person needs help. They're eccentric and they need help. And it was just one of those things. And the Lord was like, he allowed her to get pregnant. And there she goes. She has her 3 kids by 3 different guys now. And I was trying to help her out. I really was. I was concerned. But now I just know that indifference is the only thing that I can do for my own mental health, because no, I'm not doing this anymore. It's like, I'm done. I'm so done. Like, kindness, it just sucks when you're like so kind to people and they just aren't to you. It's so infuriating and frustrating. And it's just like, you know what? And the thing is, that's the thing. I told the Lord, I was like, I respect myself. I was like, I'm done. And when I said that, I think he knew I was so serious. Because, like, I respect myself. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like, I'm out of here. And then, like, so fast forward to my son's baptism, right? Because that was last year. And then we go to I invite her to my son's baptism. Yo, any member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, if you start a baptism at 11, it starts at 11. Like, and especially if you're on white people time, we're starting at 11. And the other day, like, I got to church, I went to a baptism, I got there like at 11:10. The girl was already in the water about to get dunked. And I was like, oh, I was so late. Like, I was so late, but I was like so busy trying to like take like a refreshment. So I was like, oh no, like I almost missed her baptism over here trying to bring a refreshment. But I was so happy that I caught it at the end. But like, this girl showed up at 11:40. And I didn't say anything. And I had a feeling that she did that on purpose. But I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I was over here like, she did that on purpose. And when he told me, I was like, all right, you and your disrespectful self, like, you have been so disrespectful to me, your ex-husband, to everyone, like, through the roof and that I've ever come across. And I'm like, you know what? You've been coddled way too much. And I don't got time for this. So that happened last year with the whole baby thing. The baby was born like in January of this year. And then a lot of spiritual things have been happening. Like, people, like, I told the Lord, I was like, send me the people that are ready to hear the gospel. And then he just started sending them. So I've been really busy with that. And then really, like, so many cool experiences have happened because I've been sharing the gospel. Even in like that text that I've been getting, they're just kind of like funny at this point. But there was one during the summer that I was like, okay, that's not funny. That's actually really creepy. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I'm just trying to go on the timeline. When I saw this person in the dream in May of this year, I saw that they were in their church. Now, I've never been to this church. Like, I have been to the Lutheran church, but I've never been to like this building that they go to. So they were in this church, right? And I see, like, because it's so interesting because I saw brown benches and I had to go on Google because I'm like, I've never been to this building. I don't know if they have brown benches or not. They do not. They have like individual chairs. And so I was like, okay. So I Googled the main Lutheran church, like in the DMV area, and this one in Virginia popped up and it had the wooden chairs. So I was like, okay, that's why I saw wooden chairs. Because I was like, why did I see wooden chairs if there wasn't wooden chairs? So like the Lord was telling me, you know, this is how what she's doing at church. So it kind of goes into like this whole thing that I'm about to talk about. With the Smashbox Be Legendary Lippy, I'm just gonna go put this in my lips a little bit. But yeah, in this dream, I see this person. I see that she's in the front row. I see her oldest son. He's my son's age. So he's like 18. I see her son standing, looking towards me. I see her daughter, who is like my son's age, like the little one. She's facing towards my direction. And then I see the person, my old friend, who's sitting there, and she's sitting down, but she's looking towards like where I'm at. Like her attention was like towards, so there's a stage in the building, and there's also a stage that I saw in my dream, and she was sitting right in front of the stage. So the Lord was like, she got there early with all 3 kids, and she's sitting in the front row and she's looking for attention. So I actually pulled this out because I had to run and get this. Oh, I haven't left it in here. I did not want to forget about this because this is something that someone else had published back in back in April of 2024, and then I found this article back in May. Like as soon as I had the dream, I found this article. Like I was like on live, like watching lives on YouTube, and then somebody was talking about this, and I thought it was so intriguing that I had to go look it up for myself. I read the whole article, and I was like, this is it. This is exactly what I was looking for. So it's called When God Unmasked the Narcissist Spirit. And that's what basically Jezebel, and then there's a guy version as well. Like like my husband has a best friend that he had to cut off recently for the same reason, because he had a dream about his friend, that his friend was like going through the air, like kind of like, you know, when you're paragliding. He said he was paragliding, but like, so he was paragliding through the air like this, but there was a demon attached to him making him do all these things, and he was like laughing as he was doing all these wild things. And he said that he was on the ground with other people like looking up at him doing all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, and I told him, I was like, don't you remember, he likes attention, he likes to be praised, he likes this, because I've been doing research. So I'm like, okay, now I know what a skunk smells like. So when I smell one, I know exactly to avoid it. And that's how I just see the narcissist, like the narcissistic spirit, because I saw her. That's why I'm like, hold on, there's more to this. For lipstick, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Mini Pillow Talk. And for lip gloss, I am using the MAC lip glass. I did pick this up at TJ Maxx. I think I paid $10, maybe less, I don't remember. I'm just gonna put some right here. In the dream, I see her and she's sitting down. Her son is standing, her daughter's standing, and they're standing next to each other. And then she's sitting down and she's wearing this yellow dress. I've seen her in this yellow dress before. Like when we went to dinner once, like maybe like 5, 6 years ago, we went to dinner. And the way, like I was just like in regular, like a jeans and a shirt type of thing. And she pulled up in this dress that I was like, as soon as I saw her, I was like, why the HE double hockey sticks are you wearing that? Like to meet with me? Because I was just like, no, that's a dress that you wear when you're trying to get, you know, you're trying to get something. You're trying to get something from a dude. And I was just like, but I didn't say anything because I was just like, I'm trying to be loving. And it's so hard to like walk this line. But I've learned that you also have to be loving to yourself. And that's where I was like, Lord, I love me. I love me then more than I love what's going on. Like this is torture and this is hell for me. So I gotta go. And it was just really nice to see the Lord like answer me. Like I tugged on the, you know, on his coat, and he's like, I got you. And the thing is, like, the Lord is so loving that he's like, I got her too. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna help her repent. But he showed me, he's like, she's not trying to repent right now. She's at church looking for attention. She's not looking, like, in the dream. And I saw her son, I saw her daughter, I saw her sitting down with the baby. And when I went like this, I saw the baby, and the baby's really big because the dad's tall. But when I went like this, I saw how big, I saw what she was doing. And I saw, like, she was wearing the yellow dress with her, like, her full breast was out. And when I saw that, I was like, I looked and I was like, ugh. And when I went like that, I went all the way to the back of the room. And I was like, and then I woke up and I was like, that was so weird. And so I understood, like, the Lord was like, it's time that you, Carolina, move on. And I was like, I got you, dude. Because I can't keep doing this. This is so bad for my mental health. Like, it was affecting me so much. And now getting away from this person and getting away from the toxicity, I'm able to start to lose weight. I'm, getting back into sewing and painting and like going to museums and just really enjoying my life like the way it was supposed to be before. Like the Lord asked me to get away from this person 2 times. And the first time was in school. So I was so young, I didn't understand. And then he told me again, like maybe like 9 years ago. But then I felt like bad. I don't know. And like she had a baby at the same time. So I was just like, hey, how are you? Not realizing like the Lord was like, I already got you away from that. And then you go back into it. Like you jump back into the fire. Like Carolina, seriously. And like, I'm just like, okay, I have learned when I smell a skunk to like, be aware and be on it. And that's what I call narcissists. I call them skunks. Because they have a certain scent to them. And I'm like, oh no, you are like, okay, so really quickly. So that's just to end the story in regards to her. There was somebody else that like from church that, I kid you not, guys. I met this person 2 years ago. And it was in the middle of the summer, and as soon as I saw this person, church was like that part, like the main sacrament part was over, and now it was like time to go to class. As soon as I turned around and I saw this person, I heard a voice come from deep within me, like down in my solar plex, that said, "She's gonna be a pain in the butt." And I was like dodging this person from like that moment but I had a calling in nursery. So like I don't have a calling right now, which I'm like, I need a calling. But I had a calling in nursery, so I kind of used that as an excuse. I'm like, I gotta go, because I'm like, I'm trying to dodge this person, just because of that feeling and voice that I have never had that happen before, like with anybody that I've ever met. I've only had it happen with that person, and legit, this person was such a pain in the rear, and I was like, I'm trying to use all of my politeness on this person, and it was just really difficult. And then like as soon as school was about to start, I just cut this person off, because I'm I was just like hoping that they would cut me off, because they were just getting so toxic. And then like I was just like, the Lord, I was like speaking life over her, and I'm like, watch, by your birthday, like you're gonna have all these blessings. And she did. And I was like, you see that? I got God on, like, we're like, my umbilical cord is not cut when it comes to God. And I was just like sharing stuff with her. And sorry, I just think about God, and I just get so happy. And it was just really cool, because I was just like, I'm free. I'm free of like these toxic people, because like I don't know what it is about me that like people want to latch on to me. I don't know if it's my kindness or what, but like I just be ducking people now. Like I'm just like, I don't got time for this. And and the thing is, like, when I give a lot of me. That's why I'm like, I give a lot of like everything, of every resource I have, every spiritual resource I have. Like, if you ask me to fight with you in the spirit, I will fast like crazy with you. Like I'm just like, I am way too nice sometimes, like way too nice. She lives like 30 minutes from church. God blessed her with like a brand new place and a brand new car. And she was still asking for a ride from like people from church. And I'm just like, and then she would complain about and criticize these people for like their car being dirty or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, and then she asked me this one question. She was like, this question is for you. And then she's like, why do people think people are like that? And then like, I just told her, I'm like, you criticize like everybody. And she's like, and then this is where I cut her off, because I was like, all right. Because she started like yelling at me, and I was just like, I gotta go. Like, it was my son's birthday, and like I was like, I'm on my way to Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I do not have time to be dealing with your toxicity. So I just like cut her off. Like, I was like, whatever. But I did it in the Christ-like way, like the way Christ wanted me to do it. He's like, wait for her to like say goodbye to you, and when she does, you're free. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this right here. I'm just looking at myself like, This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade number 6. These were popping up at TJ Maxx for $10. And Marshall's. I'm just gonna fill it in, because I'm not really happy with this brow, and I am about to go out. Like, if I wasn't gonna go out, it would be fine, but I'm going out, so I don't want to be looking like great. I don't want to be looking like a clown. The last story that I wanted to share with you guys was this one. This is the most recent one. So we're in October. This happened in August. Oh my goodness. What being kind gets me into sometimes. So there's somebody from church that this person has made some mistakes in their life. And I just feel for her, because I'm just like, I had to talk with her. Like, we were like by ourselves the other day. Like, after I had the dream, I sat down and I talked to her, and I was like, dude, like, what happened to you could have happened to any of us. Like, any of us. It could have happened to me. It could have happened to you. It could have happened to anybody. Like, anybody could have fallen into temptation and gotten pregnant while they were still married. And like, I know that's embarrassing, but like, you still came to church, and you were like, I'm here because of Jesus. And like, I told her, I was like, how much I admired her for her bravery, because, it stings a little bit when you get pregnant and there's shame around it because you're not married or whatever the case may be. But she wasn't married, and she was still legally married, but she got married by like some random. I mean, she got pregnant by some dude like out in Utah, like a member from the church. And I'm like, and she kept going on him, and like she kept criticizing him. And she's like, you would think, because I don't know why she'll keep saying him Mormon. Like she'll be like, she's like, you would think a Mormon boy this, a Mormon boy that. And I'm like, first of all, it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We believe in the Book of Mormon, but Mormon didn't die for me. Jesus did. So let's get the name of the church correct. And besides, Jesus Christ himself says the name of the church, of his church, will have his name on it. That way you know it's his church. And that's in the Book of Mormon. That's why. Okay, so I'm going to get back on topic with this girl. So she was just like bashing this dude, and I'm just like, you cannot be bashed. Like, I'm just a person, I'm just like, let's be realistic. Like, he didn't like, diddy you or anything like that. I'm just not trying to get kicked off YouTube because baby, so I'm just like, he didn't like diddy you or anything like that. So like, there's a kind of like, and then she was like over here like trying to blame God for like, because she like got pregnant and all that stuff, and she's like, why would he do this to me? And I'm like, what, hold you accountable? Like, I would rather be held accountable here on earth and pay for it on earth and repent and all that than stand in front of God and be filthy of sin. Like, I would rather get reamed here on earth by him than deal with anything like that on the other side, on Judgment Day. Anyways, I didn't want to, I did buy this. I think I might play with this just a little bit. This I got for $7.49. It was on clearance, and I got this at Ross, and this is in the shade Killer Cashmere from Too Faced. So I just wanted to like mention this because I think I've been sitting here. I think I should just play with it just a little bit. If I don't like it, I can take it off with a Q-tip. But this is brand new, and I wanted to try it out to make my eye look bigger. I've been meaning to like try this out, and just yabbering. So yeah, and so this person, this happened. So I saw her on a Sunday. Okay, like I go to church with this person, and there's a room that like the women use, which is called the Relief Society room. And I was coming out of that room, and I had gotten my kids, and I was like, let's go look for your dad. And when I saw this person talking in the hallway, she was like crying, and I could just tell that she was like, I don't know what, I just didn't want to get involved in the conversation. I'm just like, when I saw that, I was like, I'm just trying to mind my business. I'm trying to go home without getting caught up in anything. Because that person has caught me up in her problems before, and that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to get involved in this because I know how this person can be. And so I was just like, I'm not trying to get involved. And so I'm walking by, and I thought I got away with it because I go home. Like I went home, dropped off my kids. I need to like, there we go. That's it right there. I went home, dropped off my kids, and I had to go back to church because my husband had a meeting. And so I go back to church. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. It's pretty. It's not too much. I did mess up a little bit. I do like it though. I went back to get my husband. When I got there, she was still there, and she was talking like to these two other sisters, and I was still trying to mind my business. And I found one of these kids like running around in the building, and I was like, hey, your parents are outside in the car, like they're buckled in ready to go home, like you need to go. And I'm like, let me walk you. I was like, I'll walk you out into the parking lot because I don't want you to get hit by a car or anything like that. And so I was like, let me walk you. And I walk him to the car. And that's when I see her, and she's talking to these sisters, and she's like, can I get a hug? And I was like, yeah. Like, no, like, let me like take care, like, let me settle him in, and then I come back over here and be with you, whatever. So I go ahead, leave him with his parents. And then I go to where she's at. As soon as I get there, one of the sisters, she was like itching to leave. So she leaves. And then it's just me and this other sister with her. And the other sister's itching to leave too, because she's like, yo, my son is coming to my house and I gotta go. And then I'm sitting there like, great, you guys left me here by myself with her. And like, I'm just like, okay, I'm just trying to be supportive. And, I just trying to be there for her. I had a dream that night after I hugged her, because she asked me for a hug. I hugged her. And that night I had a dream. I have to share this with you guys before I go into this really fast. So in the dream, I'm like in a basement, like to a building, and I can tell it's like an apartment, like there's apartments, because like if you ever seen apartment buildings, like they have like one, two, three, sometimes they have like four apartments on the bottom floor. And that's what I saw. And then I saw a guy glitching, like Wreck-It Ralph glitch, like that. Like he was like glitching. And I was like, right then and there, I should have known it was a nightmare. But I was too busy like concentrating on what was happening in the dream. And so I was like, why is he glitching? And then he disappears. And then there's a door there where he was. And then we go through the door. Like, I don't know who I was with, but I know that I just went through the door. And then I was in a classroom, and it was like my 7th grade middle school classroom. Like it had rows like this. And I even saw the American flag. And then it was like a group. I was like in the middle of the class. Like everybody kind of was like turned towards each other, like talking, and we were kind of all together. And I saw like young men, like they were like in their, like maybe like 25, 30, maybe 25, 30, like young. And I could tell they were single. But I didn't recognize any of them. And I saw somebody sitting by themselves in the left-hand corner. They were sitting like on a rectangle table. And I didn't recognize this person. As soon as I saw her, I didn't recognize her. She had gray hair and she was really thin. And I didn't recognize her because she doesn't look like this in real life. But the Lord allowed me to see what she looked like spiritually, like old, fragile, like she's fragile, like an elderly person. Like her ego is fragile. And she wouldn't look up. She was just like talking to herself. She's like, I'm old. They don't want me, this and that. And I was like, I come over to her and I say to her in the dream what I said to her in person, which was, it doesn't matter what they say. I want you to come sit with me. And that's what I was telling her in the dream. I was like, it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they think. I was like, I want you to come sit with me. So I hear my name being called. My name gets called 3 times. The first time I looked towards the front of the class, I thought it was a teacher, nothing. Go back to talking to her. And I didn't recognize her, but I was like, I knew that I wanted her to be my friend, and I knew that I liked her. That's all I knew. And I was like, it doesn't matter what they're saying, like just come sit with me. All right. So I go, I talk to her. I hear my name called. I look at the front of the class, nothing. Go back talking to her. I hear it the second time. I look towards the middle of the class because that's where I was sitting. Nobody's looking at me, nothing. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I go back talking to her. The third time I hear my name called. And the thing is, it's so interesting, is that this person said, the way they said my name, they said it the way I like my name to be said. Okay. And because some people have said Carolina or Carolina, and that's not, I'm just like, no, it's Carolina, Carolina. Like, you have to know how to roll your R's in order to say my name properly. And so, yeah, there was just, I heard my name being called, and it was Carolina. And so I was just like, I'm like, who is that? And then as soon as I look to the back, I see a witch, and she's staring at me like this. And as soon as we make eye contact, I go like this, and I grab my friend like with a big hug, and I start praying over her, and I close my eyes in the dream because it just freaked me out. And I go like this, and I'm holding on to her, and I start praying in my dream. I'm also praying in real life. Like I'm asleep, but praying, like I'm verbally praying. And I close my eyes, I clench my eyes in the dream, and I see a black latex kind of wall. And then I see these 3 fingers, scratch marks, like from both hands on the shield. And I'm like, as I'm leaving the dream. And then when I woke up, I was like freaked out because I'm like, I'm not trying to go back to sleep and like go into that dream. Because that's happened before. This is when I got attacked for posting stuff on YouTube. Back in the summer, I got attacked in a dream. And I was telling my family, I was like, I've never had a dream happen like this to me before, where I wake up from a dream and then go back to sleep and go back into the dream, or like have a dream happen to me back to back, like I've never happened. And that it ended up happening to me where I was on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch, and I had this dream when I was talking about Jesus, and as my mouth was filling up with the words about Jesus, like my mouth was like this, like it was shut tight, but the words were building up in my mouth. So it was like that. And then I went like that. And I was like, whoa. And then I woke up. I woke up, I go to bed, I lay down in my bed, go right back to sleep. Same thing happens, but the dream. So when I had the dream originally, I saw it like the way it was on the couch, like if I had just woke up on the couch. And then that happened. And then when I had the dream again, in my bed, I was back on the couch and the same thing happened. Like I was talking about Jesus. I was talking to somebody about Jesus. I couldn't see who it was. I was just talking about Jesus. And then as I was talking about Jesus, it was just getting bigger and bigger. And then I had to break out of that as well. So I was like, okay, like I just, like, if you guys notice on my shorts, it's picked up traction just because I'm just like, it was after the Simpson one. It was like between it was like I posted the Simpson one, and then right after that I had posted the one about Coco, that one. After I had posted that one, I had because I posted that one on a Friday going into Saturday, and I got attacked Friday going into Saturday, like that night. And the thing is, like on Thursday, I had went to a funeral and I had ran into a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he's inactive. And I was talking to him, and he was like, I don't like going to church because everybody's perfect. And I'm like, oh my, I was like, do you know how hard it is, like, to be a saint? Do you know how hard it is to like be kind to everybody? I was like, this happened, and I was like telling him something that happened like around that time, and I was like, do you know that I did not want to text this person for 2 weeks? I was like, I did not text this person because I was like, no, I do not want to talk to this person, like da-da-da-da. And God was like, you want peace? And I was like, yes. And he was like, then text them and be nice. And I'm like, like within myself, like by myself, I'm like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. And it was just funny. But I got over it and it's all good now. But so I talked to that person and I was like, I pray that Jesus Christ like answers all that stuff that you're saying. I kid you not, this person came back to church. Like recently, like they've been popping in here and there, and I'm like, he's not with his mama. Like he came on his own. Like this is a miracle. And so I've just been really excited about that. And then that was Thursday, and then the next day my husband was off that week, so a lot was happening. Yeah, he was on vacation that week, so a lot was happening that week. The next day I went to Walmart and I ran into somebody from church, like someone that I knew from when I was little, and I started talking to her and started telling her about the dream that I had about her son, not knowing that it legit was happening. Like her son's out in Utah, she's here, and her son is 34, not 30. He was about to turn 34. It was like the day before his birthday. I had this dream because his birthday is a day after my son's birthday. That's how I remember it. And so I had this dream on my son's birthday, and I saw, like, I couldn't see him, but it was like a black screen. And I could hear my sister's voice, and she was like, the Lord was showing me like the dark and like the forbidden path that we're not supposed to be going down. He went down that path and he was bitter. And I was just like, ooh, okay. It was like a really short dream. And I didn't see him. I didn't see my sister, but I just heard my sister telling me that she saw him and that he was bitter. And then when I saw his mom, she confirmed with me because she was like, yeah, he had a really hard birthday, the last birthday, whatever, because, you know, he thought he was going to be a young dad. And honestly speaking, I thought he was going to be the guy that I was going to marry growing up, but I ended up like moving and we didn't go to church together anymore. And then I finding my husband, who I love so much, and we just hit our 20 years like of being together. So I'm super excited. Like I'm just like, yo, like he was so cute the other day. He was like hugging me from behind and he was like, 20 years. And I was just like, we're doing it, babe. Like marriage, I used to say like my advice for married people would be like to married women would be like, yo, watch your tongue. But now it's, yo, make sure that you forgive him. Like you have to ask for forgiveness and he needs to forgive you. Like long marriages, there has to be forgiveness in there. Okay, so back to what I was trying to tell you guys. So that happened, and then I kid you not, this happened 2 nights ago. I was picking up something and I was in line and I heard my name called. And there was this guy, he was calling my name, but the way he called my name, he said it Carolina. And I was just like, ew. But he was like, Carolina. And then I was just like, I think he's calling. And I was like, I went like this because I couldn't barely see him. And I went like this because there was a bunch of people. And I went like this. And he was like, yeah, you come here. And I'm like, oh, I was like, And then I told him, I told him my dream. I was like, this happened to me a couple, like back in the summer. I saw Jezebel, like her, I saw her. Because as soon as we made eye contact, I went like this, I grabbed my friend, but I saw her. Like, I know for a fact that whoever drew that cartoon of that witch that turns into, like, I'll post it, but whoever drew that saw Jezebel in a dream or whatever they saw him, but I saw her. I saw her. She has green skin. She has a fat face. Her hair is stringy and it was black and it went all the way back down. Like, it was like a straight hair, but stringy, and it was like a rag doll kind of stringy hair, and it went back like this, and she had a fat face, and I could tell she was chubby, and she was wearing black, but her skin was green and her eyes looked so weird. I cannot explain it. But as soon as we made eye contact, I went like I covered my friend in prayer, and I tried to tell her, but she didn't want to know, and I was just like, yeah, that usually narcissists don't want to know. I was telling my aunt about this, and she was like, who? And I was just like, I'm not going to tell you more because then I'll give it away, and I don't want to like give it away. Because she knows the same people, but it was just so funny because I'm just like, I am trying my ultimate best to like be Christ-like, but I also know that like I need to respect and protect me at the same time. So I wanted to like quickly talk about this article that someone had came out, and this one is When God Unmasked the Narcissist. And it says, earlier this week, Chrissy and I, so it's about a couple that they're talking about, the Lord is revealing. So they said together, it says, together, it says, we both feel like the Lord is revealing the head of the snake of narcissist assignments in relationships and alignment right now. And when I tell you guys, like this, when I heard this, I was so grateful that I was like going through lives, like just straight, like going through lives, because I don't know, like sometimes like those spirit will be like, go do this. And I'm like, I'll just go and do it. And when I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, that's why, that's why. And so this is so important. It said, for many years, it's felt like a taboo subject in the church, as victims have felt afraid to speak up for fear of looking unloving or critical. Many believers have been deeply entrenched in spiritual prisons to this spirit, whether in marriages, family relationships, friendships, and church environments. It's been the culturally acceptable spirit that has lingered for generations, enslaving and oppressing God's people, especially prophetic people. Now, I kid you not, every time I've had something happen where I've wanted to come on here and share something with you guys, I would end up talking to the friend that has the 3 kids by 3 different guys. I would end up talking to her, and then I would end up not talking to you guys. Like, the Lord was like, share this with them, and then I would end up not sharing it with you guys. So I understood that this person has the spirit of delay with them. As soon as I got away from this person, you can just see the amount of work that I've done on YouTube. Like, I just started like really the creativity, everything. Like it was like if the wall was removed, if the mountain was removed, and I was able to start receiving all this information. And I'm just like, I'm open to downloads. Like, I'm open to it, Lord. I'm here. Use me as your vessel, type of thing. Oh, before I forget. So what happened was that I shared with this guy on Friday. This was 2 nights ago. So it was like Thursday night. I had this experience because today's Saturday. Yeah. So Thursday he calls me over. I go over to him. I tell him what happened. I tell him about the dream. That night, I have this, it was in the middle of the night. I don't even know what time it was. Maybe like 2, 3 in the morning. I don't know. I have this alarm thing, like a little thing, like a buzzard type of thing that's super sensitive. It's from the dollar store, but my kids, they play with it. And that thing it was in the living room, and that thing went off. So I come out of my room, I turn it off, like I kind of like move it. I'm like, what the heck? Because I thought my kids had woken up, and like the vibration of their feet had like made it go off. And when I go and check on them, they're asleep. So I'm like, So I go back to bed. And I'm like, all right. And then this other clock that we use for homeschooling, like it's a little mini clock, that one starts going off on its own. It's like zero. It says 00 on it. It's like a stopwatch type of thing, and it's going dur, dur. It's just a 00, but it's just going off. And that, like, I bought that clock maybe like 2 weeks ago. That was the first time that's ever happened, and I was like, I just went into prayer after that, and I was like, I'm going back to sleep. Like, I was like, I don't got time for this. I'm going back to sleep. And yeah, it was just, I thought it was so interesting. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna get attacked just for sharing with you guys this information, but it's cool. Like, I'm strong. I know who I trust in. I know who I have faith in. And yeah, so I just wanted to quickly, like, I'm not gonna read this whole thing because it's a lot, but I just wanted to go over like the few things that like I had underlined. It was like, it's like, so, but something has shifted recently. It feels like the church is beginning to wise up and rise up, realizing they can't keep pretending it's okay to be treated the way they are. That's why I kind of cut off the people that I've cut off recently, because I'm like, yo, if you're toxic, screaming, lying, you're stealing, because I know you're stealing, and criticizing, like, no, I do not have space for you in my life. Like, goodbye. This says, this is just kind of, it says, they can no longer keep allowing the spirit of suppression. It says, they can no longer keep allowing the spirit to suppress them and muzzle them. And in an hour, they are called to step into their God-given assignment. Jezebel unmasked. And that's why I'm trying to like share this with you guys, is like, this is Jezebel in the church. And like, this person that I saw back in May in the dream, when I saw her with her breast out, completely out, I was disgusted and went like that. But when I went like that, right before when I went like this and I went, ugh, when I went like this, right when I was like going back, as I was being pulled to the back, I saw this thing over her, like if she had a spell on her. And I was just like, what is that? Like, it was just so weird. Like, it was like, you could just tell that there was like a spell on her. And I was just like, I've been trying to help you to heal for years. We're not doing this anymore on my dime. It says, right now, the spirit is being unmasked in families, marriages, and relationships, giving many courage to break the recurring cycle of the demonic mess they have been enduring for decades. Yo, I've known this person for 17 years, and I'm just now getting free of this person. I'm so, and I pray for this person. I fasted for her 2 kids. The ones that I saw in the dream standing up, I fasted for them, and I'm moving on with my life because I love me. So we're doing that. It says, I'm gonna continue on reading this. It says, the silenced, because I felt so silenced for so long. I feel like I couldn't say anything to this person. Like, I felt like I was gonna lose the relationship if I did. And I felt like I was gonna, be seen as I'm criticizing this person. And I'm like, no, you keep playing with fire, and this is killing me to watch you continuously do this. And it was just so bad for my mental health. So I just I had to let that go. And it was saying that it says the silenced are finally beginning to push back in their power of the spirit and resist it, while many others are pushing back on those rising up, stuck in a Stockholm syndrome type of bondage to the spirit where they have lived for so long, protecting and covering up for the narcissist. She hit me up one time, and I was with my cousin, and a different friend. And she hit me up, and I was about to go out to like a concert out in Virginia. And I remember she hit me up and she's like, hey, I'm about to go cheat on so and such with so and such. It was her brother-in-law, for all people. She was like, can you not post pictures tonight? And I was just like, what? No. First of all, we never hang out. Like, how dare you ask me this? Like, what the heck? And I don't know, I just felt so insulted. Like, I was just like, we never hang out. And then you want to sit there and put my name in the trenches with you? Like, and like, I've been so like this, I should have known, because when I met this person, they were cheating on their husband. Like, I should have known back then that this person was bad. Like, that I had the gay dream about her, and I should have known right then and there this person had a lustful, disgusting spirit with them. But I had no idea. I had no clue whatsoever. I was so young. So I'm just sharing with you guys in this time period what I've learned. What it took me 17 years to learn, I'm giving it to you for free. And right here it's saying, stuck in the Stockholm syndrome type of bondage to the spirit where they have lived for so long, protecting and covering up for the narcissist. But I believe the jig is up. Narcissism is nothing more than Jezebel in disguise. And I saw Jezebel for who she is. Like, I saw her. I saw her. It says, what we have called a disorder for years is nothing more than the fruit of her twisted games. It says, what we have called submission in abusive relationships and environments is nothing more than her control to keep people in check. And as I've been doing my research in narcissism and all that, I was like, this person hits every single box. And I was like, I cannot fix you. Only God can do that. Only God can release you from this demonic spirit that has you chained up. I can't do that for you. I'm not Jesus. What we have called modern culture is nothing more than her demonic propaganda being spread to the masses to infect and rob a generation of her purity and kingdom values. It goes, and then they go on and on. The poison is coming out. I'm going to read the dreams that this person had. It says in April 2024, so earlier this year, because remember I came across this in May. It says, I had two very detailed dreams. In the first dream, God revealed his plan to unmask this spirit in families, marriages, and relationships. I saw masses of people standing under a waterfall of the spirit of poison was leaving them as they stood there and let the Lord flush it out. Standing under the powerful flow, they began to yell, I see you, Jezebel, and I will no longer tolerate you in my marriage and family. It felt like a moment of recovery and a take back. God was flipping the script in many family dynamics that felt impossible to shift or turn around, but I could see he was doing it. It was being exposed and bringing deliverance to those operating in the spirit. And for those asking, can people really be delivered? Yes, I have to believe that nothing is outside of God's ability to heal and transform. That doesn't mean we stay in abusive settings or keep tolerating it, but it does mean giving the people operating in this spirit the opportunity to repent and to turn their lives and patterns around. I hope that the person that I'm talking about sees this video so they can see it and know that there is a way for them to get out of this and away from this. God is dealing with this globally. That's what they wrote on here. And then the next one is a swamp dream. It's called Draining the Swamp. And the second dream was a far more intense and was even more detailed in revealing movements and empires God is unmasking Jezebel in right now. This dream was revealing her footprint and influence in ministries and in the church. It says the following: for years, I have been talking about how Jezebel has been given a seat at many tables. Networks and movements have willingly let her have the stage and water down the word, bringing the masses into bondage. This is a dream. In the dream, I was on a massive property owned by this empire when I watched many scenes unfold of deep underground evil being fronted as a ministry. The compromise was painful to see. Jezebel was not only welcomed here, but she was running the show. In the dream, I stood up and began to confront it when Jezebel called for security to call for security to take me out. I escaped in a gondola car over a large lake, but the ropes were cut. As I fell into the lake, it began to drain until it was empty, revealing a small film set. I was witnessing the moment when she was welcomed in the infancy of the ministry decades earlier. It had then become a global phenomenon bringing many other ministries into bondage who ate her food. I love that it says here, it says contracts are being torn up. False alignments are being exposed. The whistleblower anointing. So don't be surprised if whistleblowers rise up. And do remember this. Whistleblowers aren't always operating in a critical spirit. Because I understand to a person that has a fragile ego, it may feel like you're coming for them when you're trying to tell them, hey, you need to stop. And it's just going to be taken sideways. Like, I knew I was going to lose that friend. I was like, I know I'm going to lose this friend for speaking up, but I gotta do this because it's driving me nuts. And I have not been happier since I cut this friend off. So if this is for you, if this is resonating with you, you may need to be able to go to God and be like, should I cut this person off? Whistleblowers are not only those called to cast out and evict the spirit, but they carry the purity to build God's heart in the ashes of the demonic aftermath. We are those who have been bullied and muzzled and pushed in the corner for too long. Now stepping into an anointing to take off her mask and lead the church into her days of being the spotless and pure bride. To be released, go to God. The answer is to simply no longer tolerate it. Revelations 20:20 says, nevertheless, I have this against you. You tolerated that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophet. But her teaching, she misleads my servants into sexual immorality and the eating of food sacrificed unto idols. Repent for tolerating it for so long. Do you know I had to do that? I had to go and forgive myself for tolerating the behavior, this toxic behavior that this person had put me through for so long. And I had to forgive myself, and it was a humbling experience. And like, all the love that I've had for other people, I've just taken it back and just invested it into myself. Like, I've been really happy. Let me continue. Let me finish with this. It says, and draw up strong boundaries to no longer let people operate in it affect you. Then stand by your convictions. Okay. And then this is the last one on this page. It says, I know many of you are in burnout after enduring this for so long. I know you are in a swirl of mental bombardments because she senses you breaking free. Really quickly, I'm gonna mention this. So the other day I went into heavy meditation because I could feel that I was still connected to this person, like in the spirit realm. And I was like, the one with the 3 kids and the 3 baby daddies. I was like, all right, Lord. I went into like meditation, and I was just like heavy, like focusing on the relationship. And I saw the thread in my mind. Like in my mind, I saw the thread, and it looked like, if any of you have seen Inside Out 2, where you guys see like when anxiety makes a cord, like a memory, it shows like a red string. That's what I saw. I saw a very thin like hair string thread, and I saw that it was cut. And I was like, but it was the shade of like an orange shade. But when I saw it cut, I was like, and I felt it, and I felt like I wouldn't officially be able to be done with this until I posted this video. And I've been like kind of like stalling because I've just been busy. But I wanted to finish this up because this is so important. I know this is going to impact and help somebody out there. It says, I know you feel a deep lethargy wanting to keep you in that bondage, but your future and many others are going to be impacted by your own freedom. This is worth fighting for. Even if they slime you for a season, you will see God vindicate you. And the last paragraph says, this is your breakout moment, which I've already gone through. It says, to commend the Jezebelic narcissistic spirit to be broken off your life now in Jesus' name. And that's what I did the other day when I told you. I was like, I have not been this happy in such a long time. And I've realized that I tolerate way too much. And that's where the boundaries came into play. You are coming out of the twisted games and daily manipulation of the spirit into the freedom of the Holy Ghost. I wanted to just share this message with you guys, and I pray that you guys have protection. If you don't know how to get it, I can help you find it in Jesus Christ, because I can't do much for you. I'm just a human being, but Jesus, he can help you with anything. I pray that you guys are good. I pray that you guys are well, and I pray that you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you in the next one, guys.